Especially with renovations and retrofits, it just gives more creative solutions for operators to be able to look at, just because it can allow, cooking and more menu items in places that in non-traditional spaces where you'd be able to do that before. They need to think about the menu and capacity because raw proteins are a little tricky when you're using Ventless. And then while there is more technology out there, you still can't do large bulk cooking in Ventless. You need to think about what the constraints are structurally and architecturally. You need to think about the local jurisdictions. Some jurisdictions have limits on the number of ventless equipment that you use or don't allow ventless equipment. So it's important to know that. And then it's also the most important thing is that, with ventless equipment, it takes out the grease, but it doesn't take out the latent heat or humidity. So you really need to think about, is this the right space for that? Or is it going to create too much heat? And if you do feel like that's the right decision, then you just need to make sure to coordinate with the HVAC and the engineers so that it can still be a comfortable environment to work in. Richard mentioned it in his conversation about the Cal OSHA regulations about creating a more comfortable work environment for folks in the kitchen. And so when you're thinking about ventless equipment, that's an important piece of it because I think that regulation is going to be coming out. I'm not sure when he said it was coming out, but I imagine once it does, it's going to be something that folks are looking at across the country. And so with ventless, just because of the amount of heat that can come off of that equipment, just need to be thinking about, is this going to be a comfortable work environment for folks? And is that regulation going to come up that we need to consider? With ventless, it's a good option to know about. It's just another tool when you're trying to design a space and making all those really hard decisions that you need to make about what's the right equipment that you have, what's the right layout that you have. You really need to think about it on a case-by-case basis if ventless is going to be a fit.